Whew. It is pretty cold outside today. Tonight, today, whatever. I think we need to talk about some things, people. We really need to talk. Life is short. That's the first thing I want to tell you. Life is definitely short. So you gotta make the best of it, you know? And you also gotta enjoy it while it's still here. That's like one of the first things I want you to just to realize for a second. Second thing I want you to realize is that whatever you're going through in your life, whatever it is that you're facing, that this is just a time and place. It's just another moment in your life. It's gonna be gone just as quick as it got here. So all you gotta do is just wait it out. You're not gonna keep having to deal with it. And it's gonna get better, I promise. Trust me, you are not the first person to go through it. There's been so many people before you that probably have gone through the exact same thing. If not it's the same thing, then it probably was worse. And they made it through it. They are on the other side. And those people can tell you that, hey, life is gonna get better. How do I know that? Because I'm definitely one of those people. I've been through so many things in my life. I don't usually talk about exactly the things that I've been through because, I don't know, maybe I'm saving it for some big epic speech one day, but just know that life goes on and it gets better. All right, so look, another thing I want to tell you guys is that if you're still breathing, then it's not too late. Stop trying to convince yourself that life is over, that everything is over. It's not over until it's actually over. Now, that doesn't mean to go out here and try to end it all. It just means that you still have a chance. You're taking yourself out the game by telling yourself that things are going to be better without you, or that's going to solve your problems by just giving up, but that's not the case. Now look, one thing that you cannot do is change the past. You can't change the past, you can't control it, you can't do anything about it. So if you did something in the past that's eating you up, let it go, because you'll never be able to change it in the first place. What then you can do though is take control of your future. You know, the actions and the decisions that you're making right now can definitely affect you for better if you let it. You just gotta start making the better decisions. Now, with that said, I think you guys should also be aware of some things that are going on in the world, especially here in the DC area, that a lot of people I haven't been hearing talking about, but it's something that affects everybody. And that is this whole seasonal depression thing. Now, there's a reason why I'm making this video. I'm making it because this is right around the time where it really starts to hit people. Like right around the beginning of the holiday season, you know, like Thanksgiving leading into Christmas and so on. This is usually the time of the year where people start to really beat themselves up because they feel like they're not where they want to be at in life. They're comparing themselves to other people. They're seeing what people are able to do for themselves for the holidays or for other people. But one thing I gotta tell you, man, is first of all, one, stop comparing yourself to other people, because that's probably one of the fastest ways to like lose it, to go insane. But what I'm also trying to say is that this whole seasonal depression thing is not like a fluke. It's not like something that someone just, you know, made up or they call it. It's really a real term from it. It's called seasonal affective disorder, also known as SAD. You know, pun intended. Seasonal affective disorder affects so many people. It usually starts to happen when it starts to get darker a lot sooner throughout the days. So it feels like your days are shorter. You know, like right now, I believe it's only like 8:51. So usually it would be darker even if it was the summertime. But it was pretty much about this darkness at like 5 o'clock today, which when you mix that with the cold that happens to happen here in DC pretty often, it can definitely have a negative effect on you and you don't even realize it's even happening. Basically, it's really easy to slip into depression for the first time in your life and don't even know that you're the type of person that can slip into depression. How do I know? Because it happened to me before. This isn't my first time living in Washington, D.C. There's a reason why I make these videos about what I make about when I say that Washington, D.C. is depressing. That's because when I was younger, this was the first place I ever experienced like actual real life depression, because I was living in a place that was cold for the first time. You know, with me being from the South, from Houston, I wasn't used to this type of weather. Like I wasn't used to really just the seasons in general, but the seasons are real out here and you gotta learn to just accept it, because if not, it can really start to get to you. Now look, do you feel down all the time? Is it hard to find joy in things? Like, do you also keep feeling tired? Are you having like difficulty sleeping? Do you keep getting distracted by everything and it's really hard to concentrate? Do you feel worthless for no reason? Like you didn't do anything wrong, but you just feel worthless? Are you experiencing a lot of weight loss? Are you having reoccurring thoughts of not being here all the time? If you're experiencing all the stuff that I'm telling you guys right now, then you might want to look in the mirror and check yourself real quick, because you may be experiencing not only just depression, but also that seasonal depression I was talking about earlier, because those are some of the symptoms, people. I'm just telling you, I'm trying to help you guys out. All right, guys, if you've listened to some of the symptoms that I just gave you and you're starting to realize that, dang, I might be one of the people that you're talking about, don't worry. I got you. I'm about to tell you some treatments, some things you can do to help you get yourself up out this funk, because you know it's just a funk. It's just a moment in time. We're gonna get through this. First of all, the first one is probably easy. If you have some friends or a family or anyone you can talk to, call that person up, you know, hang out, get away from just being by yourself and go talk to someone about it, because a lot of times just having like a good conversation, you'll be surprised of how much it can help you. Who knows, maybe all you had to really do was just like talk about some things, and people have to like sometimes encourage you and remind you of some of the things you've done that lets you know that you're not just like a nobody, and that they would also be hurt that if you weren't here anymore. Some of those thoughts you might be thinking could have really affect other people. Another thing that I would like highly encourage is to work out. That's one of my main things that I do. It helps me release endorphins. It helps me feel better about myself as I see, like, as time goes on, as I keep seeing improvements in my body, and it also just helps me relieve a lot of that tension and stuff like that. Like how those people were honking their horns, they're relieving their tension. Speaking of honking horns, you know, music is a great way to also feel better. Listening to your favorite music, listening to your favorite song, maybe checking out some new songs. You know, Kendrick Lamar just dropped a whole new album today, and that album is fire, very motivating. If you haven't checked out Kendrick Lamar, get into him. You know, maybe use the creative outlet as well. For me, I love making YouTube videos. I love being a photographer. I like really pretty places to make creative content in, and this could also be one of those places. Like if I was you, I would look into using my creativity, like art or drawing or making whatever, and expressing yourself that way. And you know, and then being able to make art sometimes can help you communicate with other people, like I'm doing now. That's also another thing for me. I'm really into like adventure. I really like to explore things. That's another reason why I walk and talk a lot to you guys, because I think better when I'm walking and being active and moving around. And I like to share my views with the world. I would also highly suggest to not be afraid to talk to a therapist, because one really cool thing about therapists is they can really help you open your mind to discovering completely new ways to like attack your problems and solve your problems. You never know what someone might be able to say to you to help you just open your mind and be like, you know what, I never looked at things that way, and it's not, maybe things aren't as bad as I thought they were. I'm just saying. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I don't know what you guys are going through out there in YouTube land, but what I can say is that I want to dedicate this video to you guys. You know, even if only one person watches this video and it actually does something for them, hopefully it helped, because you just never know what people are going through. If you have any words that could possibly be, you know, more inspiring and help uplift some others, I would highly encourage you guys to leave a comment on this video to help someone else who might be going through something right now. All right, happy holiday season. I'm going to be making more videos, but I just had this on my mind and I wanted to make this one for you guys. I'm pretty sure it might only get like 50 views, but who cares? See you guys in the next video. Man, I can't lie. DC is probably one of the most beautiful cities that I've ever lived in, or even just been in general. So many photo-esque places, you know, but people. All right, but real quick, before I end this video, I just want to let you guys know there's one last thing we need to talk about. And it's a very serious topic, because it's one of those topics that you just can't really ignore. And that is the fact that if you or someone you know is thinking about hurting themselves or harming themselves, then you guys definitely need to call the National Suicide Hotline. I'm going to leave the number in the description of this video, so you guys can possibly help someone who's a friend in need, or a family member, or whoever, or just a stranger in need. You never know. I also want to let you guys know that if you guys need a friend or you need someone to talk to and you don't want to call that number, you guys can always hit me up in the DMs. I got my social media all in the description. And you guys can also feel free to join my Facebook group, where you guys can meet me and other friends and maybe possibly hang out and talk about it. Because sometimes all we need is just a friend, or just a stranger's ear, you know? All right, see you guys in the next video. Peace. It's cold out here for real. All right, let me go before people start staring at me. All right, I'm not gonna lie, I was really hoping this place was gonna be open, but okay, it's all right. Maybe next video. Star Bizzle.